God wants to take the glory out of your life. Alright, so I'm so welcome to another beautiful session of Lamp and Light Tuesday. So today we'll be talking about Daniel 3. That is a story of Shadrach, Meshach, and then Abednego. So to give you a backstory of the whole chapter, these three men refused to bow down to the golden statue of the king Nebuchadnezzar. Because the king put up this statue and said when trumpets were blown, everyone in his province had to bow down and then worship the statue. But these three men knew the God whom they served, so they refused to. And the resultant effect of this act was them to be burnt up in a fiery furnace. And from the other party's perspective, as in those who actually bow down to this idol statue, these three men were in trouble. And the thing is, there are a whole lot of things we go through in this life that might seem or actually be trouble from the world's perspective. But the thing is, God is interested in showing up with your life. God wants to show off with your life. God wants to take the glory out of the troubles and trials we go through. So now, John chapter 16, verse 33, Jesus made a statement. He said, in this world you will have trouble. In this world you shall have tribulations. Jesus Christ assured us of trouble. He said we would go through it. But today, I want to assure you that God wants to show off with your life. God wants to get the glory out of the trouble and trials we go through. And realize at the end of the whole story, when these three men were actually caught to be sent to the fiery furnace, God could have showed up or intervened before they were caught. God could have intervened on their way when they were arrested, on their way to be thrown to the fiery furnace. God could have intervened. Before they being thrown into the fire, God could have intervened, but He didn't. And see how God showed off with their life. He took the glory out of their life. And I'd like us to read the last three verses, of this chapter. And that is Hebrews chapter 3, verse 28, 29, and then 30. I'm reading from the ISV, International Standard Version. It says, Nebuchadnezzar spoke up and announced, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel to deliver his servants who trusted him. They disobeyed the king's command and were willing to risk their lives in order not to serve or worship any god except their own God. 29. So I decree that people from any nation and language who say anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego will be destroyed, and their house reduced to rubble, because there is no other God who can save like this. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego within the province of Babylon. See how awesome the story ends. But just few hours before, they were actually in trouble, huge trouble, but they held on to God. So tonight, I'm encouraging each and every one of us to hold on to God. That regardless of what we go through, God will always show up. God isn't always early. He's always right on time. So we just have to wait on God, regardless of what we go through. I assure you, God wants to show off with your life, regardless of what you go through. He wants to take the glory out of your life. So you just have to allow Him by holding on to Him every single time. I hope we've been encouraged this evening. Catch you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Soli Deo Gloria. Bye.